Hello, my friends. Welcome. I'm so glad you could make it and be here today. I I'm a full-time Uber driver, and I have my own share of unique problems trying to play chess and manage my life and all this. So I thought I'd do a stream about some of the problems I'm having with my screwed up life and how I'm working to solve them. I don't know about you, but I don't have my life all together. It's actually pretty screwed up. I actually admire this streamer that I see online. He's got some kind of a college degree in digital content creation, and he's a better chess player than me. He's just got it all together. Uh, that would not be me. My life is actually pretty screwed up, okay? But that's actually my unique calling and gift in life. I screw up my life, and then I have this rare God-given ability to pull myself up out of the pit and straighten out the problems and get back on course. So that's my unique talent, is how to screw things up, but then I figure out ways to fix things. So I thought I'd share some of the insights I have about how I fix some of the problems in my life, and who knows, maybe I can listen to you and get a small community going of how we're working on the problems in our life and try to fix them and make them better. So today I'd like to talk about two things, and then I'd like to play one game of chess and give it my best effort. What I'd like to talk about, first of all, is something called the blue dummy theory. The blue dummy theory is something we used when I worked at this place called Meditech. Meditech basically is in the business of creating software that doesn't work and selling them to hospitals. So unfortunately, I was involved in a number of years and as a computer programmer there, and I did a pretty good job of actually fixing a lot of bugs in Meditech, and also creating a few of my own too. So one of the things we found that would work is that we would talk to each other, okay, and it would go something like this. Some guy would have a problem that he can't figure out how to solve, right? And he would sit down in front of somebody else, and the other guy would just sit there. He would say nothing, okay? He's what we call the blue dummy, okay? And the guy would just start talking. He would say, Don, I got this problem in data repository, Data is not filing from the AP application, It should be, all the appropriate hooks seem to be there in the applications, But then you say, And here's the thing. The other guy just sits there. Speaking of problems, I messed up my webcam. The other guy just sits there and listens and nods his head. He doesn't contribute in any way other than just sitting there and listening. And the guy would just keep talking. You say, I wonder if it could be that because I forgot to retranslate the code after I put that could be exactly it. And the guy just sits there and nods his head. And then so the other guy just talks and he actually figures out his problem. And so that's the blue dummy approach to solving problems. Find somebody to talk to. He sits there and says nothing. And then you just keep talking about it, and all of a sudden you realize what you're doing wrong, and you figure out how to solve it. So in a way, I'm talking about some of the problems I have. This is helpful for me, and maybe it'll help me come up with ideas. And maybe we can create a community where I listen to some of your problems, and we all figure out how to improve our lives. Which brings me to, how do we eat an elephant? Okay. One of the many problems I'm having with my screwed up life is that there's trash all over this house right now. I'm a full-time Uber driver now, although I do have a second job where I still work at a couple of hospitals. And I go out driving. And so what happens is that we get some package and we unpack it, and we leave the packing materials laying around, or for example, we have a couple of cats that we love, but they went to heaven, so these pet taxis that we used to use for them are still laying around, okay? So over time, all of a sudden you get a totally filled up basement. And actually, let me give you a quick little snapshot of my office here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's trash all kinds of behind me, even in this office, right? Just stuff that's just laying there, okay? So how does somebody who's busy all the time get rid of this stuff? So the only thing I can come up with is that, I'm out driving most of the time, so I can get rid of one piece of trash a day. Like, I'm not going to do anything unethical and just take this trash to the woods and throw it in the woods or something like that, although I just won't do that, okay? But what I do have is a father that loves me, okay? He loves me and would do anything for me. So what I'm going to do is talk to my dad and ask if, I can bring over one piece of trash a day. I'm going to get started by bringing over these pet taxis that we don't use anymore. I'm just going to leave it in his driveway, and my dad will, he's a retired person, he's got plenty of time on his hands, he'll figure out how to throw that one piece of trash out for me, okay? As well as I'm also doing a bit of delegating by doing that too. And, but one piece of trash a day, and that's how you eat an elephant. You eat an elephant one bite at a time. So, hopefully you don't put on too much weight when you eat your elephant, but that might be another topic. The main thing is do one thing a day. And I know that when you have a screwed up life like mine, the first thing to do is to get rid of the trash. Now, it can be literal trash. Like, I have a basement full of trash, and I have an office behind me that's totally messed up. But, there are other kinds of trash. Like, maybe we have toxic relationships, people that, like, do more harm than good in our lives, and we have to reevaluate whether we want to keep hanging around with certain people, I think that the first step to getting your life back on track is to take out the trash. Anyway, that's my Confucius words of wisdom for today. Let me see if I can play a game of chess and give it my best effort, and then we'll call this our first stream, okay? Let me switch here to lead chess here. Hope you can still see this. Let me check. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. And now I'm just going to join the rapid pool, play a game with somebody, 10-minute game. I'll talk about what I'm thinking as I play here. Lately I've been studying something called the Verisov opening. Like, everybody seems to have a defense ready to this thing, so this is slightly offbeat, and hopefully I can confuse people with this. Now, see here, I kind of like the ability to play e4 here and take control of the center. Perhaps black should have considered e5. Of course, this is now the Pietz defense, right? Which is a perfectly respectable opening. But I'm very comfortable with this. So I've used the Verisov move order to get an opening here, an e4 opening, actually, that I kind of like, So this is kind of a tame system. But I know that Anatoly Karpov used it to beat Korchnoi in a game, so it's not that bad, If it can be used by such strong players at that level, it must have a drop of poison to it. Now let's see what black opts to do here. A lot of times they play knight b d7 or knight c6, but you can also play e5 right away, and black is not losing a pawn here. He opts for none of the above. That is unanticipated. It strikes me that he's not fighting for this e5 square, but how do I take advantage of that? I don't know. He's obviously going to play bishop b7, which will pressure my e4. Should I play h3? What do we do about this bishop b7 pressure on e4? I could play d5 if we ever got that far. So I think I'm going to play this little move h3, which takes away his ability to play knight g4. And now I think I'm going to play d5, and my question is how effective this bishop is. Oh, that's his strategy. He wants to trade it off. That could be kind of clever. Well, I agree. His knight is slightly misplaced, but I don't know. It could work out for him. All right, I should continue developing with my pieces. maybe e5 at some point could be a good move for me. I mean, that's the only impression I have that's wrong with all this, is he's not really fighting for the e5 square. Should I play e5 myself now? Sure. Let's play e5. Okay, he's attacking my bishop, so we retreat to this handy little retreat square we set up with h3 there. How to recapture the pawn? I think with the knight, because knight c6 might be interesting. Knight c6 would actually win the pawn in e7 right away. So he has to play something to guard his e7 pawn. He didn't do it. Okay, well, how about knight c6, and let's see if we can win this pawn. All right, well, is there a disadvantage to this move? I mean, I'm so focused on the pawn that it might be that we have an alternative to winning the pawn here. And for some reason he doesn't resign, which all by itself is interesting. But that's all right. I mean, I think almost anything wins for me. I think I'm going to play this little move f3 so that he doesn't have knight e4 at some point. I'm sure it's not the best move, but you know, when you're a queen ahead, like maybe you don't have to play the best move. Now my knight on c6 prevents something like bishop e4 or bishop e5. I mean, so now I'm going to play this queen d2, and I don't have to worry about knight e4 at any point. I think that Black has used less time than me. Perhaps he rushed his moves here. I don't think that move 12 or whatever it was where he blundered his queen is the move to start blitzing out things. Like, if anything, I think that's the time to actually start thinking. Like, the decisions you make around move 12 are going to guide the whole rest of the game. So you probably want to give more time to that than less, I would think. All right, he's offering to trade pieces. So when you're ahead in material, like my buddy Capablanca says, you just trade pieces, you know. It's literally a fraction, right? Which is greater, 3/2 or 2/1? The answer is 2/1, right? So if you trade from a 3/2 situation to a 2/1, you've actually increased your advantage. So that's the advantage of trading pieces when you're ahead. You trade pieces, not pawns, mind you. All right, so I'm going to chase this knight away. He didn't exactly go away, he went closer, but that's all right. I'll guard my pawn. I think this should be over soon enough, you know. I think my plan here is to play knight e4 at some point and bring the knight into f6. That was the reason why I played g4. So I had the f6 square available. Ah, he resigned. Okay. So I don't know what I would do, but I think it would be something like queen e8, knight e4, knight e7, knight f6. I think at some point we have an overwhelming advantage. Yeah, I guess that was visible when I played. So I think we'll end the stream here. Thank you so very much for tuning in and listening to me. And I think I'll try to post one concise video like this a day where I talk about a problem I'm having in my life and how I'm going about solving it. And I'd love to listen to you and the problems you might be having. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.